And my wish to you is success and millions and billions.
22 with 49.
Diddy is 49 years old.
Oh, man.
That is a 27-year difference.
She was never supposed to be pregnant, especially not by him, at least that's how the story is being whispered behind closed doors. For years, people believed Lori Harvey's chapter with Diddy ended when she quietly stepped away and the rumors about his private parties faded into celebrity gossip. But a new leak circulating tonight has reignited speculation and changed the tone entirely. Unverified insiders now claim disturbing footage exists allegedly involving Lori at one of Diddy's private gatherings, with Jay-Z's name repeatedly surfacing in the same breath. These claims remain unproven, but sources point to a pattern they say no longer feels random. From the backlash Lori faced after the 2019 Roc Nation brunch, to Diddy's federal trafficking case filed in September 2024, and multiple lawsuits alleging filmed encounters and incapacitated guests, the timeline has become a puzzle people are re-examining. One source claims Lori vanished from public events for weeks. Another alleges a private confrontation involving Beyoncé happened off camera. None of this has been confirmed, but questions linger. Why were Lori's comments suddenly disabled? Why did Jay-Z and Diddy appear to close ranks? Why did Beyoncé cancel public appearances during the same window? The reactions feel larger than the surface narrative, and that's what fuels speculation. Because the real concern being whispered isn't who slept with whom, it's who controlled the cameras and who may still control whatever was recorded.
Her mother is 54 years old. Her mother is 5 years older than Puffy.
Inside the industry, the reaction isn't outrage, it's strategy. That Diddy's circle is rumored to have moved quickly, pulling phones, locking down group chats, and sending coded messages urging silence. Jay-Z's camp reportedly offered no denial, only the familiar absence of comment. Beyoncé's team went quiet, with stylists canceling fittings and the Carters reportedly arriving separately to meetings in Manhattan. Industry chatter suggests the alleged footage didn't come from hackers, but from someone within Diddy's former inner circle, though this remains unverified. The timing aligns with federal raids on Diddy's properties and long-standing claims that he obsessively documented private moments. Lori Harvey's unexplained absences, unfollows, and personal reset suddenly look less like coincidence and more like damage control, at least according to rumor. Two stylists independently claim she canceled a shoot in late 2019 due to illness, though no pregnancy has ever been confirmed. Public memory drifts back to the Italy yacht photos with Diddy, once dismissed as a harmless fling. Now some insiders frame that trip as a turning point. Diddy was grieving, but also hosting increasingly private gatherings later described in lawsuits as power-driven environments. While no names were officially listed, one complaint's initials fueled speculation linking Jay-Z. When those filings surfaced, industry sources claim legal teams communicated before the story broke. Lori's name appears nowhere in court documents, but her proximity to both men continues to raise questions. Steve Harvey is rumored to have urged her to step away that summer, yet she reportedly attended Diddy's white party, where witnesses later claimed she exited discreetly after midnight, coinciding with the hours cameras allegedly remained active.
I know so much on how you got where you are, how you stepped on many people.
By early 2020, Lori began deleting photos, disabling comments, and traveling abroad. Beyoncé fans interpreted the silence harshly, while Beyoncé appeared publicly projecting control and stability. What went unspoken was Jay-Z abruptly canceling international meetings during the same period. People close to the situation describe intense private tension, though none of it has been verified. When Cassie filed her lawsuit in 2023, detailing years of coercion, industry insiders claim they had already heard about recordings. The case settled quickly, but the federal investigation that followed reportedly triggered panic. That's when whispers of additional tapes began circulating, allegedly involving younger celebrities who had since rebranded their public images. Lori's name surfaced quietly among them, always paired with Jay-Z's, but never in writing. The long-standing friendship between Diddy and Jay-Z, once celebrated as legacy, now looks to critics like a mutual defense alliance. They've shared lawyers, crises, and near-identical legal narratives since the late 1990s, when a 2024 amended complaint referenced Jay-Z in connection with concealment. Insiders claimed crisis teams overlapped and no guilt has been proven. This isn't about verdicts, it's about control. The danger of the alleged leak isn't financial crime, it's intimacy. Private recordings powerful figures cannot easily explain away. Rumors suggest Beyoncé has been shown portions of what exists, though this remains unconfirmed. The resulting silence feels strategic. Industry insiders describe frantic reputation scrubbing, deleted portfolios, and revised alliances. One former assistant claims she was offered money to stay silent. Even Lori's recent rebranding into luxury skincare is viewed by some as a calculated return plan. The irony is none of these figures are new to scandal, they're new to losing control of it. And the fear now whispered is that Diddy's downfall isn't about parties alone, but about what those recordings could expose about the alliances built around them. The harder it's contained, the louder the silence grows.
Jay?
Yeah.
At this point? Nah, I would want, why?
Just that.
Then comes the contradiction no one can fully explain. If Lori was a victim, why does the industry still protect her? And if she wasn't, why does every insider treat her like someone holding a detonator? The same people who once mocked her as a social climber now defend her character quietly. Off the record, one source claims she was promised long-term protection in exchange for silence. Another insists she holds enough leverage to destroy multiple careers. Beyoncé's public composure reads less like forgiveness and more like warning. She performs, smiles, then disappears again. Jay-Z continues launching ventures with confidence, but observers note the tension in every appearance, the look of a man bracing for impact. Industry chatter claims federal investigators reviewing Diddy's seized hard drives discovered unidentified female subjects labeled only by initials. None of this has been confirmed publicly, but insiders insist everyone knows what LH refers to, if those initials ever align with the dates surrounding that Roc Nation brunch. This story doesn't end with scandal, it ends with empire-level collapse. The deeper people look, the more orchestrated it appears. What's unfolding doesn't resemble a meltdown, it looks like a cleanup. Executives who once shielded Diddy and Jay-Z are now rumored to be cooperating quietly with investigators. After securing immunity, a single name keeps surfacing in whispers. A former Roc Nation aide alleged to have handled off the book's payouts between 2018 and 2021. Sources claim this person arranged wellness retreats, delivered envelopes, and managed silence agreements. What makes it alarming is how many of those involved were influencers, models, and protégés of brands that have since severed ties. This isn't damage at the top, it's an entire network dismantling itself before subpoenas land. When several of those so-called retreats trace back to properties now under federal seizure, the idea of coincidence collapses.
But after that major documentary comes out on Diddy, then you're going to start to hear more and more about Jay-Z and his nefarious past, okay?
The Cassie settlement, once framed as closure, now looks like a blueprint. Insiders whisper the payout reached 8 figures, not as compensation, but as containment. After that agreement, a series of smaller, quiet settlements allegedly followed across the entertainment industry. One stylist reportedly signed paperwork in early 2024, claiming she had been filmed without consent years earlier. An assistant is said to have relocated overseas shortly after. These silences created the illusion of calm, but behind it, executives repositioned. Jay-Z stepped back from multiple joint ventures under the banner of restructuring. Beyoncé's foundation quietly reshuffled its board. People close to them insist she's preparing for collateral fallout, the kind capable of unraveling billion-dollar partnerships overnight. This is no longer about rumor or relationships. It's about the infrastructure of fame built on agreements no one was meant to question. When checks get that large, it's not reputation management, it's evidence burial. Then come the ghosts of loyalty. Artists who once praised Diddy now treat his name like poison, yet stop short of speaking fully. Cryptic messages begin appearing online. One former affiliate posts, "You can't erase what's recorded." Another shares an image of an unmarked USB drive captioned, "Insurance." The tone is consistent: fear. Not just of exposure, but of who controls it. Los Angeles sources whisper about a secure vault linked to Diddy's inner circle, allegedly containing footage of powerful figures compromising themselves at gatherings that blurred business and indulgence. The rumored list includes executives, politicians, and philanthropists whose influence was built within the same culture. This isn't about money or fame, it's about leverage. The recordings were insurance against betrayal. But now, with criminal exposure looming, that insurance becomes a liability. If such a vault exists, and if it's ever uncovered, it wouldn't just end careers. It would reorder the entire hierarchy of influence.
And he was asking about her, and then he was asking me stuff like, you know, would you be interested in, like, you know, somebody watching? He was just asking some really, really bugged out questions. And I still have those emails. I still have all that, you know? So, like, that's one of the things that I was going to include in the book. I'm just trying to figure out how I would do that.
The silence from the Carters grows heavier as the web tightens. Beyoncé's team schedules appearances, cancels them, then reschedules smaller venues, controlled environments, loyal press. She performs with calculated precision, her lyrics sharpened into messages only insiders seem to recognize. Jay-Z, meanwhile, keeps building new partnerships abroad, far from American scrutiny. Those tracking these moves say it's less about expansion and more about repositioning, an effort to shift assets and trust structures before the next wave of investigations lands. The irony is that every step taken to protect the empire only draws more attention to the secrets buried inside it. The Bayhive reads her composure as grace. Insiders read it as survival. When loyalty becomes a contract term, even a marriage begins to resemble a merger. People who've worked near them describe a quiet paranoia. Phones left outside rooms. Meetings ending the moment Diddy's name is mentioned. What used to be dismissed as gossip is now treated like classified intelligence. The walls aren't closing in, they're being soundproofed. Old scandals are being re-examined like warnings. The elevator fight with Solange, once brushed off as family drama, now feels prophetic. Sources close to the circle claim she knew too much, that her fury wasn't jealousy but alarm. She'd seen the patterns before. Women pulled into Diddy's orbit, branded as muses, discarded when inconvenient. Those same sources allege that night in 2014 wasn't about infidelity at all. That it was about leverage being applied dangerously close to her sister. When you line up the moments, the brunch smiles, the yacht sightings, the quiet settlements, they form a sequence that looks intentional. None of it feels random, and every silence feels purchased. One entertainment lawyer sums it up bluntly. They built an empire on loyalty, but loyalty was always transactional. The public sees style and legacy. Insiders see case files and NDAs. It's not that everyone knew, it's that everyone decided. Knowing was safer than speaking. And the longer the pattern is traced, the clearer it becomes this isn't a string of scandals. It's a business model collapsing in real time.
What's the best advice they've given you?
Just remember that you're the prize at all times.
Boom.
Best advice.
By the time federal authorities release the next round of filings, the industry's tone shifts from denial to dread. Executives call emergency summits. Lawyers brief clients on crisis protocols. Private security firms field urgent requests for data retrieval. No one says what's being retrieved, but everyone understands. Whispers circulate about offshore servers, missing footage, and encrypted backups hidden under shell companies and renamed entities. People who once sold transparency as a brand now behave like fugitives from their own image. Lori Harvey, still silent, becomes an unintended symbol of the fallout. Every post, every photo, every appearance dissected for coded meaning. She doesn't need to speak. Her continued presence is reminder enough that someone slipped through the machinery. But insiders warn no one ever truly leaves that world untouched. Power protects itself through fear, and fear spreads faster than any scandal. The empire may still stand, but its foundation is cracking. What leaks through those fractures isn't just rumor, it's evidence of how fame survives on silence. And yet, the story keeps circling back to the unseen footage. Some claim it's already been copied, traded quietly among insiders like currency. Others insist it was destroyed when the raids began. But the behavior tells another story. Too many sudden vacations. Too many rebrands. Too many abrupt retirements to be coincidence. Every new leak reignites speculation about what's still hidden. The people who once shaped culture now appear trapped by it. The public is left seeing clues in movement, every deleted post, every public apology, every shift in allegiance. The silence between those actions is the loudest part, and it's inside that silence that the real truth lies, not in what's confessed, but in what's too dangerous to say. So what happens when loyalty becomes liability? When the footage everyone denied begins surfacing in the right inboxes? Does Beyonce hold the line, or does she dismantle the empire to protect herself? Does Lori ever speak, or does she let the machine consume itself from within? And what if Diddy's vault isn't the only one? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Every theory, every angle, because the closer this story moves toward the center, the more it feels like everyone is standing on the edge of the same secret.